I do guest Wi-Fi. That's my primary thing. And we always talk about rate limiting. What I'm talking about though is not the rate limiting on the air. That's been discussed a lot lately. What I'm talking about is rate limiting on the wire. Over the air, don't turn off the higher data rates. It's just really, really bad. Just don't do it. If you only have a 10 megabit WAN connection due to ISP limitations, maybe you consider blocking streaming. I got on a flight down here and they said, oh great, you can use the Wi-Fi, but you can't stream Netflix because it's too high bandwidth. Customer intent. We talk clients, but a lot of times you also have to understand it's also the customer. What is their intent? The intent of your customer. You don't go to a football stadium to download your movie, and you don't come to an airport to live stream stuff. So I started to look at downloads because it's what we do a lot of. And so I went, hey, let's start my rate limiting. We're going to go no rate limit. Then we're going to go down to 25 and then 10 and then to 2.5. With no rate limit, I can download a full length, 1 hour, 45 minute Netflix video in minute 30, minute 40. And as I rate limit, oh, look, it takes me longer. I go from a very jagged, quick download to a very steady, constant drain on my network that takes a very long time to download at 2.5 megabits per second. Predictably, you end up with bottlenecks. Bottlenecks are not good. It's very inefficient. It drains the resource of everything. As I increase my bandwidth that I allow my clients to have, hey, it goes faster. Well, let me take a look at what streaming looks like. This is what it looks like with no rate limiting. I'm going to start downloading, fill up my buffers, and then I sit there and I do nothing because my big bucket on my machine is full. So I'm having video output that's going on my screen and I'm not doing anything because I'm just waiting. I haven't gotten to that trigger point. And then eventually I go, oh, okay, I need some data. I'm on, I get my stuff, I get off. I'm not watching a video and working on my presentation and typing on my blog and checking emails. I'm not doing all at the same time. I'm watching a video. I have one thing that I'm doing. But watch what happens when we start to rate limit it. One client, 25 megabits per second. Have your initial setup, you start streaming. But the gaps start getting a little bit smaller. And there's more spikes as I try to go back to the well. 10 megabits per second rate limit. One client, streaming. I'm spending time, I'm burning time. The one thing we don't have enough of, I'm gonna go to 2.5 megabits per second rate limit on a stream. This is not a download. He is hammering it for 2 straight minutes saying, I need more data. All that light blue area, that is time, that's his demand on the system, on the air, on the wire. And look what happens when we throw in a second client. 2 clients, each individually rate limited to 2.5 megabits per second. As soon as I added that second client in, that thing starts hitting 10 megabits per second. 2.5s rate limited does not equal 5, it equals 10. As you start aggregating and you add 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, it just keeps stacking till you get to the point where you have to go buy more internet, more internet, more internet. Same thing happens with YouTube. As you start to rate limit, as you go from no rate limit on the upper left to 2.5 on the lower right, it just continually starts clogging things. It's a bad idea.